Regarding Anthony Joshua's meltdown, another thing that no one else seems to be mentioning that comes across bad with Anthony Joshua having that episode, rant, tirade, meltdown, that has now gone viral, is no one's talking about this, but leave it to Boxing Ego, is all this took place in SA, Saudi Arabia, which is considered a holy land and a kingdom. Their methods, and it's crazy because Joshua was just talking about their methods of prayer and how it's like a praying in holy land and how everything's set up with the mosques and, these types of things before the fight. But as soon as things don't go his way, he gets on the mic and he's yelling and cussing and, confrontational. So as I was saying, with this meltdown rant from Anthony Joshua, he really went against Saudi Arabia and their cultural customs and their best practices by cussing in the ring. And in case you guys don't know, and I'm not an expert, but I know what I know, it says, can you cuss in Saudi Arabia? Men and women are required to refrain from public displays of affection and avoid using profane language and gestures, right? So at best, it's against best practices, as I mentioned. In Saudi Arabia and some other Gulf countries, swearing in public and on social media platform is a crime. It says even if one uses abusive language while holding an e-conversation, such as WhatsApp, it can be regarded a criminal act. So you have to be very cautious of what you say, and that's including Twitter. In America it's very different because people have Twitter fingers and they start cussing and ranting, and you have cyberbullying and stuff. That stuff is not tolerated. It says in Saudi Arabia, swearing in public, blah, 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 is considered. So just to give you guys proof. So I think it all goes down bad for Anthony Joshua. It's no shame in losing. You lost to a great fighter, but the above and beyond tantrum meltdown was completely unwarranted and is really hard to defend. You guys can see it says Anthony Joshua uncut footage shows the entire lead up to a bizarre Usyk meltdown. Joshua had to be held back. New footage shows moments after he flipped. Anthony let himself down with his meltdown. It's like Joshua, I really feel he should get some help or whatever, because when he lost to Ruiz, he seemed to have a tough time dealing with it. And I understand losing, that's a tough pill to swallow. Nobody really wants to lose, but there's a certain candor and code of conduct and ethics, especially like I said, you're in another country. And as the saying goes, when in Rome, do as Romans do. So by having these, in Saudi Arabia, again, it's against certain ordinances and best practices to do certain things. And these things are pretty well outlined. And considering the fact that Joshua already fought in Saudi Arabia, he should know this. And the funny thing is, Joshua fought Andy Ruiz Jr. in Saudi Arabia. And because he won and got the victory and got the outcome that he wanted, we didn't see this side of Joshua. So I think this is also a PR nightmare, because Anthony Joshua has the mask slipped. I think I've told you guys for a while that I think Joshua, they have carefully constructed this character of who Joshua is, this role model and stuff like that. But Joshua, from what I see, I think he really has a different demeanor and a different side. Tyson Fury also mentioned this in past interviews and says and whether you like Tyson Fury or not, that's your business. But one thing you got to give credit to Tyson Fury is he doesn't bend, and he's not a people pleaser. Whether you like it, he changes his mind every other day and says radical things and says crazy things, but that's who he is, and he at least sticks to that. But with Joshua, the thing that makes it look bad is not only did you lose 2 fights in a row, which is in boxing world, that's already bad enough, but how you conducted yourself post-fight. And I'm not talking about crying, because I'm not opposed to a man crying. There's nothing wrong with crying, but to go through this gamut of every emotion in the space of 15 minutes looks very bizarre. You're in the fight, so you have adrenaline, then the fight ends, and then you start screaming and shouting. It looks like you're trying to bully or punk some people on Usyk's team and you're combative. Lomachenko's like, hey, you showed a lot of heart. And I've made videos about this. You guys got to check some of those other videos. I'll put a card at the end of this video, hopefully. But, you know, people were just giving you props. And Joshua seemed confrontational. Then he storms out of the ring after trashing Usyk's belts, the champion, throwing him outside of the ring and saying this was what it is all about. Then it looks like his team has to restrain him because he's having this meltdown. And people are watching like, what's going on? All the while you're doing this in Saudi Arabia, which has certain cultural customs that really prohibit loud talking, public altercations, you know, kicking and screaming, these types of things. And I said, if I'm not mistaken, in Saudi Arabia, it is forbidden or highly discouraged to speak too loudly in public or make public scenes or displays of vulgarity, obscenities, altercations, and quarrels, right? And if there's anybody who may be more versed than me in the customs and some of the Middle Eastern customs, let me know if what I said was wrong. But that's what I understand. They have certain codes of conduct. So Joshua's on top of all other things, being a poor sport and a sore loser and looking very weird and bizarre. You know, you're also breaking the law of the land, if you will. Then anyway, he drops the belt, which is potentially destructive to Usyk's property. Then he storms out the ring after it looks like he's going to fight people. And, you know, he gets out of the ring, walks like he's going to the locker room. Then he double backs and comes back and then picks up the mic and is like, oh, yeah, I'm not strong. I don't care about strength, it's skills. And then he starts leading the audience in a chant. Hip, hip, hooray, hip, 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 hip. It just, the whole thing was weird. The whole thing was weird. And then walking by, someone said, when he was actually backstage, someone said, be professional, man. And he said, who you talking to? Who you talking? And he looked like he wanted to fight that guy. And then you start crying at the post-fight press conference. I mean, it just looks like he's unraveled and he's like unhinged. It's just really weird. Says it was the second time as many fights Joshua was completely outboxed, blah, blah, blah. The Brit failed to become a 3-time world champion. And I understand just the sorrow of putting in a lot of effort and work into something and then it not going your way. But I mean, this is a grown 30-something-year-old man we're talking about. Like, did you not learn that as a child that, you know, life is challenging? You can't always have your way. Though, you know, he's like literally having a temper tantrum and chucking Usyk's belt, which is highly disrespectful. So let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to the channel. I'll continue to drop the hits. More boxing news coming soon. SLC, subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know what you guys think of Joshua's behavior, breaking cultural codes in Saudi Arabia. And this is the thing is Eddie Hearn, they keep trying to make this a thing and put premier boxing in these areas like Dubai and Saudi Arabia and stuff like that. And you come to somebody's land and really disrespect the locals by doing things that you're breaking ordinances and pretty much rules that are set in stone. That's why you have to know what you're doing when you go to someone else's country. Point blank, period. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new, interactive, and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.